Well, I'm back. Are you back? I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna touch on a subject here that I usually touch on subjects most people, they don't agree on a lot of things, like the last one. I saw where a couple people, unsubscribed because, I probably said something about the police they didn't like. You know, people you have to have an open mind on things. You just cannot blindly follow things. You have to be critical of things. I don't care. Well, let's talk about God. That's different. And you should watch this to the end, okay? Because there's going to be stuff that comes up that comes up. But anyhow, when it comes to God, it's good, okay? There's no bad. There's all good, I mean, unless you're a sinner and an atheist and running around, being some demonic being, well, you're gonna burn in hell, okay? And that's most of us, probably me included. I mean, I'm not delusional about things. Hell, I'm a sinner. And then the thing of it is, I always tell people, I'm the biggest, baddest sinner there is because I don't know you. Say, I know what I've done, but I don't know what you've done. You might have done worse. I don't know. I mean, sin is sin. I mean, when you sin, it doesn't matter if you've murdered someone or you stole something or what. It's sin is sin. Okay. But what I'm getting at is this: when it comes to man, okay, there's nothing that's just like it's just good or bad. A lot of times there's some good in it and there's some bad in it. And you cannot just go along blindly like Trump. You can go. I mean, I agree with a lot of what he says. I mean, I'm 100% pro-America. Okay, but I don't agree with everything he says or does to do. I'm not. I'm not. I don't agree with everything. All right. There's some things I disagree with. So that's what you got to keep in mind. Some people, I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to use ice cream or chocolate ice cream. Chocolate ice cream. Some people just love chocolate ice cream, man. It's the best. I mean, man. Well, yeah, it's great. It's wonderful stuff. Eat enough of it, and you're going to be 500 pounds. You see, there's good, man. It tastes good. It's awful. And there's bad. I can't get out of my chair. you know, you gotta look at things a little differently. And you just cannot blindly follow. That's what they did. Well, I'm not going to say everyone. There's a lot of people that probably disagreed with Hitler and many others. We always use Hitler as a thing. When somebody like Mao and Stalin killed millions, I mean tens of millions, 40, 50, 60, 100 million of their own people, killed them. A lot of it by starvation and such. But we always go to Hitler, just because, we're conditioned this way. See, but that's what I'm talking about. We're conditioned. We're conditioned to believe the police are good. I'm back the blue. Well, the police do have their place. I agree. But when they get too far down that line and get too far away from and violating you and your rights and a bunch of other things, they need to be brought back in. I mean, you could go. They could become too lenient, and then they could become too tyrannical. So they got to be brought somewhere back into the center. So you gotta use your brain, people. You gotta be objective. You gotta be objectivity. You gotta use your that. It's just, I don't know what else to tell you. Foolish people just blindly go. It's like a lot of people, they say something about your kid, ready to, but when you walk away, you're like, yeah, he's a little shit. I know it. You can't say to the person, say, well, I get what you're saying. He's a little shit sometimes. I get it. But you're automatically on the defense because they said something about your kid. Now, if they walk up and smack your kid in the back of the head, well, they got a problem. You don't touch my kid. That's a little different now. So, somebody must be having a fire. Them whistles blowing. What the hell time is it? I don't even know what time it is. It's got to be, I don't know, it's after 5 in the morning. It's not 6. Probably around, I'm just going to say around 5:30 in the morning, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, what I'm getting at is you need to be more objective on what you're looking at. It's like a lot of what's going on in this country right now. The Supreme Court says, oh, you gotta look at these illegals and you gotta give them due process. Court says you gotta give them due process. They had no due process coming in. There was no vetting coming in. They came in illegally, which makes them a criminal. And they're not a citizen. I mean, I say citizen because when you're talking about people that have come into this country, you're born here. You have vested interest in this country. And what I mean by that is your grandparents, your forefathers, they have fought and died and spilled their blood for you and me to still be here. Okay? To be where we're at. And they want to keep chipping away and chipping away and chipping away at your rights and disguising it. You see, they want to control the narrative. And it's real simple. You're the owner. Okay, you're the owner. Citizen, okay, comrade. When people say citizen and then they say civilian and all this and that crap, it's like, what the, it's like us against them. I mean, what the hell is this? We're all, if you ask me, it's like, government officials are on welfare, ours. They get everything from us. Okay? It's like somebody that sits in their house and collects a paycheck because they have 10 kids. Oh, I can't work. Like that's welfare, okay? Corporate welfare. I mean, there's all kinds of welfare out there. And then they want to sit there and tell you that, that you're not even a member of society. You're nothing. You're a piece of crap. They control. It's like, no, you don't. And that's what I get at a lot of this stuff here. I try to get you to think about, listen, you are the rightful owners of this country. All right? And they want to sit here and tell you that these people that come into this country, and I don't care if they come in illegally or not, okay? A lot of them that come into this country have visas. Harvard, for instance. They're talking about, these kids coming in on, going to school and such. They're coming in on a visa, which they're here legally, okay? They didn't come in illegally. They came in on a visa to go to school. Got it. That's a privilege. It's not a right. It's a privilege. When you come into this country and get a visa to come into this country and work, again, it's a privilege. You don't have the privilege. You see, you are an owner. You have a rightful heir to this land. You're rightful. You see what I'm saying? You have birthright. Now, they don't have birthright. They're here because we allowed them to be here under a visa, which is a privilege. And the Supreme Court wants to sit here and run around going, oh, well, no, not all the laws apply to these people. Do you understand? Oh, you can't pick and choose. Yes, you can pick and choose. Go to another country. Go to another country and try pulling this. They wouldn't tolerate it for 2 seconds. Not for 2 seconds. And what's funny is, they want to say, oh, Trump's this, Trump's that. Well, he's a lot of things, sure. But the big thing is this, people. You got to remember. Yeah. Got it all over my computer. Anyhow, you got to remember. Tesla, to sell cars in China, had to build a plant in China. Okay? To sell cars there. Do you understand that? And when you build a plant in China, China owns 51%. You own 49%. And then you have to, they have access to all your technology. They could reverse engineer. They don't even have to reverse engineer. Why? Because they have access to all your technology. So they can just build another plant somewhere else and copy and cheat and all kinds of rotten ass things that they do. But you see, people sit here and go, oh, Trump's making these people come into the country and build factories to not have tariffs. China did that. You want to sell it here, you got to make it here. Oh, but they forget this, you see, or they don't know. Yeah, I don't know which it is. That's an example of one of many things. Like I said, you go sneak into a country and they catch you, we're going to lock your ass up because you ain't supposed to be here. My attitude's real simple about what's going on with these illegals. Okay, the Supreme Court says, oh, all these people that came in illegally, that means they're criminals, are supposed to have due process. Well, no, they're not, because there's no legal basis for this. You, on the other hand, have due process. They, on the other hand, do not. Okay, they're nothing. There's no strings there attached. They came in illegally, they broke the law, and they should be deported back out. Same way they came in. Boom, you're out. We'll give them a free ticket anywhere they want to go in the whole world except the United States. We'll give them a free ticket. Boom. We'll take you anywhere you want to go. Think of the billions and billions and billions of dollars they're costing us. And a lot of them, they don't pay. They'll claim as much as they can on their taxes so they don't have to pay taxes. And if they have to, they still don't pay them. Why? They get illegal Social Security cards and numbers and this and that stuff. And if it isn't, they don't care. They're illegals anyway. What the hell? It doesn't matter, you see. They don't assimilate to our culture. I've went over this before. Years ago, you had to assimilate to our culture. You didn't. You get smacked alongside the head and told to speak English. You have to be able to function in this country, to live in this country and prosper in this country. And they smack you in the back of the head until you got it. It didn't mean that you didn't have a heritage to be proud of. It just meant you better assimilate to prosper. And that's part of the problem, say. you come into this country and you're not back in the country because you're flying some other flag and speaking some other language and stuff. It's like, wait a minute here. You know, once you do around the dinner table and want to speak, I don't know, Arabic or whatever, that's fine. You come out in the real world, you better start speaking English. Because it's like, you know, when you can't understand what people are saying around you, you don't know what they're saying around you. And for all you know, they could be doing nefarious crap and nobody knows. Because nobody understands what they're saying. These people, a lot of them don't have the same outlook on life as we do. But then again, we kill millions and millions of babies, and, you know, that's okay. And it's not. But, you know, they want to tell you it's okay. But we want to talk about rights, huh? Oh, babies don't have rights. Did you know that? Oh, no, they don't have rights. No, you can kill them. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can kill them after they've been in the womb so long, almost right up till birth, I think. Hell if I know anymore. That shit changes all the time. Your most sacred, precious thing, and we're out just murdering them. That tells me that this country's soul, the soul of this country, is just wicked. I could say a lot of other things, but yeah, that's just all I could really say. Some people take offense to how I speak, but you know what? I don't do this for money. I don't do this for any reason. But hopefully I get across to somebody, God comes number one in your life, period, and you need to follow Him. Follow His commandments. Number one, period. If you have any chance at all for eternal life, you have to do that, period. God is number one, the most important. And you follow Him. You don't bow before no man. So, and number two is just don't go around blindly accepting things the way they are. They create the narrative. And then they get out there very slick, man. These are slick people. You know, with their great swelling words, and they try to manipulate and con you and this and that, and you fall into the trap. As they destroy your birthright. See, this is what I'm talking about. It all comes down to your birthright. See, these illegals were not born here. They came in illegally. That makes them a criminal. And they don't have their privileges. You see, they don't have rights. Okay? People go, oh, that's not, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. There's a difference between rights and privileges, people. If you get citizenship here, then your rights kick in. Okay? There's a lot of people here that have rights that should have privileges, and they shouldn't be here. And they were born here because they're trying to screw this country up. You know? People don't understand a lot of this. I mean, okay, the Supreme Court says, oh, you gotta have due process for all these people. Okay, fine. We'll have due process. We're going to build a concentration camp. I'll call it a concentration camp, a holding cell. I don't care what you call it. Out in the middle of the desert. We're going to make this thing 20 miles by 20 miles. Better yet, let's make it 40 miles by 40 miles square. 40 miles. Big, huge thing. Put them all out there in the middle of the desert. And we're going to hold them there until they can go see a magistrate. Till they have their due process. They would bitch up a storm about that. We just round them up and we just ship them there. Oh, you can't do that. Okay, that's fine. We won't do that. We're going to go take that and we're going to commandeer. We're going to go in and we're going to do an eminent domain in Martha Vineyard, and we're going to tear down all these mansions and houses and all this and that stuff right on the seat and all this, and then we're going to put our concentration, our detention center there. Oh, you can't do that. Well, we can't do it there. We can't do it here. Where the hell can we do it? Well, anywhere but here. You see, these people, you just can't talk to them. There's nothing to say. Because they're always out, and they're always out setting out to destroy what we have, good or bad. I mean, you have rights, but it doesn't matter because they violate your rights every single day and all day long. I mean, think about government forms. They want you to fill this out, fill that out. You have a right to be secure in your personal paper thing. You don't have to fill crap out. Oh, but you have to do this. No, I don't have to do anything. I mean, I always remember that bullshit saying, oh, you gotta pay death and taxes, death and taxes. Well, first of all, there's an afterlife called eternal life or eternal damnation, one or the other. So that's wrong. You don't die. Your soul lives on, okay? You don't die. And taxes, well, they're legalist. You know what? And that's just somebody coming out with some bullcrap thing, some little stupid saying. They go, ha ha ha. It's like the CIA coming out with, conspiracy theory. How many of those conspiracy theories have been and come true? Right. All it is a spoiler alert. Before you got to the end of the book, you knew how it ended. They usually put it in the middle of the book. So, but yeah, people think about that. There's privileges and then there's rights. If you're not a, quote, citizen, it's a privilege. You say, you have to earn your rights. And the way you earn them is you become a citizen or you were born here with your birthright. Okay? I mean, think about this. Some stranger down the road, you don't know, but boy, guy's got $100 billion. He's got $100 billion. Rich guy lives down the road. He dies. All right? But you didn't get cut in on the inheritance. Why? Because it wasn't your birthright. The money went to his heirs, his kids, and whatever else, and whoever he possibly chose to give his money to, which would be a privilege. See what I'm saying? Because he chose to do that. These other people, they actually were born his blood, and he left it to them. What are you going to do? Walk down there and say, Judge, that's not fair. They got all this money and I didn't get none. Well, you're not a relative. It's not your birthright. Right, exactly. See, these judges and these people need to. They got shit for brains. I mean, they're just out there kicking shit around left and right, and I look at it like this. what they're doing, if it's not treason, it's sedition, and they should be charged. Charged. Like I said, America first. If we grow 10 bushels of apples, we eat 9 bushels of apples. We have 1 bushel to sell. But by God, you're going to get your fill of apples first before we sell them. If there's no apples left, there's nothing to sell. I mean, I'm telling you, they got shit so screwed up and backwards. And then the way they issue these stories because they don't like Donald Trump. Why does some stupid asshole from CNN or whoever don't like him? Well, they're told not to like him. Why? Because they're paying them. I don't like that mad cow, Rachel Maddow or whatever she is. And I say she because she looks like she's a she. A masculine she, but a she. The fact of the matter is she had to take a pay cut, I think. But she was making like $30 million. Of course, they're going to say, "Here, say this," and she just say it because, well, they're paying her $30 million, so she'll say whatever. And that Joe Scarborough, I honestly believe that guy has had a meltdown. He is mentally unstable. He should be locked up in a padded room. And I cannot believe his wife. She's nice looking. Why does she stick around with this moron? This guy's a psycho. I mean, he was a Republican senator, I believe, or a congressman. I don't know. Anyways, he was from Florida. Boy, he's just the guy is, I don't know, man. They must have taken him into a room, shined a bright light in his eyes, and gave him a shot. I mean, he ain't right. I remember listening to him years ago when he was in the Senate and stuff, and I thought the guy made sense. Now he does. He's a rabid dog. I mean, come on, really? Like I said, I mean, I don't know why this woman sticks with him. I mean, the guy's a psycho. I mean, they don't sit back and look at the good that someone's trying to do, trying to put the country back on the map, trying to put people back to work, trying to help level the playing field somewhat. And everyone wants to fight him on the way there. And then I don't know, a few years from now, they'll be going, "How do I pay my bill?" Well, you stupid asses, you fought the guy that was trying to make things right for you, trying to help you. And all you want to do is fight and bite his hand and spit in his face and everything else because you followed the narrative. Things can happen. You always have these, quote, black swan events. Something clear out of the blue. And it's not usually what these assholes talk about either. It's something that's totally, you don't see it coming. And all of a sudden, bam, it hits you. It's like most of the wars and stuff, especially like Pearl Harbor. From what you understand, they knew about it. They knew it was coming, but they didn't say anything because they wanted to be drug into this war. So they don't say nothing. If that's not treason, I don't know what the hell is. I mean, if I was president of the United States and I knew that was coming, I'd have hardened the hell out of that place. We'd have kept a damn close eye out on everything. And if we had seen some Jap floating around out there, it would have blown them out of the damn water. I mean, I wouldn't have screwed with it. I mean, my job is to protect the American people, and I would have done so. And there's more than one way to protect the American people. You have to do it not just from a defense standpoint, like in a war or something, but you have to the economy also. They need jobs. They need good jobs, not some That's a bullshit job. And they're paid too much in taxes. I mean, you just gotta, well, how are we going to pay for this? How are we going to pay for that? A lot of the stuff you shouldn't even have, and you shouldn't even be paying for. I mean, a lot of it's just bullshit. It doesn't make it to where it's supposed to go in the first place. They piss it away somewhere else. Oh, Elon's doing this and Elon's doing that. It should have been done in the first place. We should audit the government. Every state should be audited. Every city, every county, municipality, they all should be audited every year by a third party. And you should rotate that third party. And no one should know what it is. It'd be funny, you just put it in a hat and everybody goes, draw this out. We got Smith & Smith. Oh, okay, we got Barnes & Noble, or whatever, It's just like you shouldn't know who you're getting. So you can't buddy up to them and buy them a cup of coffee, come on, really? It's funny how that works. These people should do their jobs. America first, period, man. America first. There's nothing wrong with helping other countries. But first, they got to want your help. And if they don't want it, just don't give it to them. And I certainly would not be giving money to countries to go blow each other up and to kill each other. Fuck that. I wouldn't give them a nickel. It's like, you want to have a war, you fund it on your own. And hey, I'm not sending you any people. I'm not sending any help. I'm not sending you any missiles. I'm not sending you crap. You start this year on your own. When you get your ass kicked, well, we might come in and help clean the mess up. But it ain't going to be for free. Told you in the first place not to do it. I mean, really, people, gosh. And this rare earth mineral bullshit is just that. It's all bullshit. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's in the soil, people. I mean, hell, for all you know, you got in your front lawn or your back lawn or anywhere, you could have the rarest earth mineral there is. It's all over. They sit there, and the only problem is they let China do it because China doesn't care who they kill and whether they destroy their country or not with contaminants and everything else. And that's why they let China do it, mainly, is because they destroy their country. They're destroying their soil. They're destroying the place by doing so. We do have some regulations on this. I mean, I'm not saying, all regulations is bad, but you can over-regulate things too. And there's no reason for a lot of that. I mean, common sense goes a long way. Critical thinking can go a long way, people. But then you always have somebody there, we got to control this, we got to control that. Oh, okay. Who wants you to fix your rental house up? Oh. Well, you're a slumlord. Oh, okay. So I'll go and I'll fix it all up and stuff, so when they destroy the place, you're going to come in and help pay for it, right? Oh, well, no, we didn't say that. But you got to fix it up, make it livable for these people. Well, if they want a livable place to lay their head, buy a home. Go on, buy one. Well, they can't afford it. Oh, really? Huh, that's funny. Why do you think they rent? Why do you think they destroy shit? Because that's how they live, like animals. And they have no respect for anybody else's stuff. They spend their money frivolously on stupid shit. They don't look to the future for anything. They just live in the moment, the now. I could go on and on about that. But, they want to tell you how you're going to, and you're going to, and you're going to. My attitude's real simple. You got a Lowe's, you have a Home Depot, you got a Menards. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You got a home improvement place. They got these wooden sheds out there. Okay, buy a wooden shed. Go buy a little piece of property. I don't give a shit if it's a quarter acre or what it is. Put that shed on it and live in it. Oh, you can't do that. Why not? If that's all they can afford, dig a privy. Make an outhouse. Make sure you got some water somewhere close by. If not, hopefully it's a shallow thing. You can put a hand pump in and pump water. Oh, you can't do that. You know what? Our forefathers did that. That's right. Our forefathers lived that way. Some of them not even that good. But it's not good enough, say. Not good enough. Oh, you gotta have electricity. Gotta have running water. Gotta have all this modern convenience stuff. When just as short as 100 years ago, a lot of people didn't even have it. Hell, 120 years ago, turn of the century, 1900s, I'm still telling you, most of the country lived on farms. Probably good 80, maybe 90% of the country lived on farms and worked in towns because they weren't big farms. They were small. They didn't have the tractors like we have today. They didn't have all that stuff, man. It was ox and horse and so on and so forth with a little plow held into the ground. And oh man, if you could afford a pull behind John Deere or something like that, and then maybe get 2 or 3, oh man, you were big shit then. People, even up into the 40s and 50s, there were still rural places that didn't even have electricity. 80 years ago, 70 years ago. Well, there's places, it probably maybe even, 65, 60 years ago, there's probably places in this country that did not have electricity. Like I said, as technology advances, the faster your demise comes. The faster everything speeds up. The faster the draconian bullshit kicks in, because they don't need you. When AI kicks in, it's watch out. That's when you're going to get your universal basic income check because they're going to need you. You're going to sleep in a little cubicle about the size of a coffin. You slide in, you slide out at a certain time. Next guy slides in, he slides out. You can do that 3 times a day. 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours. When it's your time, you go in there and you get some sleep. Meanwhile, I don't know. You go, I don't know what you do. Maybe they'll have a free coffee shop. You get a cup of coffee, maybe. Anyways, I could go on and on and on about this bullshit, but just remember, people. Some of us were born here. We have rights. Some of us were not born here, and if you become a citizen, you have earned your rights. If you have not earned your rights, it's a privilege to be here. Do you understand? Big, big difference. Big difference. You have something at stake here. They're just visitors. They're just passers through. They're gypsies.